All
Hi,
right.
everyone in Ireland. All the peeps, we can see hands and a person behind. So it would be lovely to be able to see whoever's sitting there, the gang. Hi, oh yeah, okay. Yay, woohoo. This is, oh, look, someone's dancing across. That's awesome. So Liam Phillips and myself, Lisa Bennett, thrilled to be a part of your national event. Thank you so much, Helen, for having us live streamed in. We're thrilled. I'm in West Palm Beach, Florida. I'll give you a little taste of where I am. Enjoying the magic of a beautiful outdoor space. And you are here. Liam is in a hotel room and he's at a body class. So you get some really yummy energy from both of us, from where we are happy to contribute to the event. And so because we've had a little bit of challenges from your end hearing you, we're going to get some questions that are going to be put up in the chat room. And so when Liam and I come, and I know that Helen's talked about that, we're thrilled to be facilitating not only Foundation, but we have some really yummy events. And oh, there's Nikki. Oh, I can see different people. Hello, gorgeous. So Catherine asked, how do I start choosing for me? So how, Liam, when we say the question in how, as opposed to,
What will it take for me to choose me?
what would it take to choose me?
Yeah, how and why questions don't really work very well. Why will always lead you back to looking at the wrongness of you, and how is what the universe actually does. All you've got to do is ask the question, and the universe will open up its doors. And then if you're willing to receive a different possibility, all of these different ways of creating that will start to flood in through your reality and through your body and through your Becamex, apparently.
Yeah. And actually what pops for me, Catherine, is when you go into the how question, it's actually so, it's actually going into, so what creates joy for you? And start playing with the energy of joy and what really lights you up on a sort of all your molecules. So what lights you up, gets you on fire, like yummy energy. And I mean, I'm perceiving that there's just so much there. So who else are you picking up the energy from within the class of choosing? So are you all willing to choose for whatever it is that you're desiring in your life going forward with complete ease, fun, playfulness, and everything that doesn't allow that, let's destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. You just have to shake your head because we can't hear you. It's like the crash test dummy. Oh yeah, very good, very good, very good. Awesome. So yeah, so any other questions, guys? I'm kind of sitting here buzzing. Woo!
Whilst we're waiting for a question, this is a question that I asked Gary today about desire, and he was saying that desire is what you're willing to have as a future possibility, but not necessarily what will show up today. And part of that desire is the enthusiasm for your life. If you're not enthusiastic for your life, what are you going to create? And then I was talking to Liam Bramley, who was just brilliant, and he asked me this question about choice. And you've all probably heard the tool of, if I choose this, what will my life be like in 5 years? But he asked me a question along the lines of, if I choose this, will my life still be the same in 5 years' time, or in 5 years? And that just totally blew my mind, because I don't want to be in the same space that I am now in 5 years' time. I would like to have what I desire in 5 years start showing up now, rather than making the choices today that will keep me in the same place as I am now, which is of no change. So when we don't choose, we make the choice for the no choice universe, and then we stay stuck And in 5 years, it's going to be the same. Like, for instance, last year I had a relationship breakup with a woman in New Zealand. And in the last 10 seconds before I left New Zealand, literally I had to sell the car, you know, and it was like 2 hours before the flight, and I got the money for the car. Well, okay, so fast forward to this year, and the same sort of thing showed up. I had a change in relationship with a woman, and I had like 30 minutes to leave the country, and I had to sell the car. So, and it was exactly the same thing, because I was still choosing the no choice universe for me. And it's like, so that's a great question to ask. What will my life be like if I choose this in 5 years? What will my life be like if I choose this? What will my life be like if I choose this? And if you're starting to get heavy, then, okay, maybe you need to make a different choice.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny. I'm here in this spectacular area of West Palm Beach, Florida. And one of the things, I was here not only to have some family time, but I was here also to facilitate a Creating Conscious Spaces class. And I was pissed off. I was forcing it. I'm having this energy of, you know, I'm in this spectacular space, and there wasn't the people weren't showing up. My host wasn't communicating with me. There was all these sort of what I call the red flags, like do. And it literally was, well, what if it was just me coming to the space that was creating the change that was required, and not actually having a class? And so it actually, for me, the choice of coming here has gifted me so much. It's been incredible. And as soon as I went out of the forcing energy, all this magical creation has started to show up in a way that I never imagined. And I mean, the spaces and places that I've had the privilege of being able to walk into and play with, and it's really it's incredible, the energy of Florida. Now, if you can imagine, where I am staying is literally 5 minutes away from Donald Trump, his Mar-a-Lago huge estate. And the energy of this town, and all the grumbling, the political viewpoints, and how this has changed the police, the traffic flow, everything has changed energetically. And it's quite interesting to be immersed here. Last weekend he was here, and so it's shifted this whole energy. And one would never imagine this little micro cosmo community within the greater of United States and the world. It's all in this little area, and I happen to show up where Donald Trump is, which is really hilarious. So there's been a lot of energetic contribution that I personally was picking up that was really funky energy. And bless Liam, who we chatted, I don't know, a week ago, and Liam was sort of aware of a lot of different dynamics that were going on, and it just shifted. Everything has shifted. So wherever you've concluded that things have to show up a certain way, and that they have to be within the confines of whatever the event is, or whatever you've created, are you willing now to just be willing to just lower your barriers on all creations and just ask for whatever's going to create greater and generate more for you, just to show up magically with complete ease, and that things just start to flow in a really cool way? And really it's that is the playfulness of creation and choice. And it's every 10 seconds, guys. Choose. If I choose this, let's choose this. If this happens, this. And it's just, it's awesome. Unfulfilled promises was a question.
We haven't got enough time to go into unfulfilled.
We don't have enough time, no. No.
So, But somebody did ask did Gary give me a process for that? And I'd like to continue on with Lisa's conversation, because really it's there's two things there. There's interesting point of view and acknowledgement. And it's like, if you're willing to, okay, so your life might not be showing up exactly the way that you would like it at the moment, but if you look at what capacities have you got here, what is truly going on here, what's going on beneath this, and then you acknowledge who you are being, then you might find that you're actually being there for a particular energy that you cognitively had no awareness of before. And if you acknowledge that, then you can receive the shift and the change and what it is that you would like to have as your life. So if you're really truly willing to go, okay, this is a pile of shit here, what can I do to be different here? What's below this, and what is it that I'm not acknowledging about me? Because I get that all of you guys are here to see us, are interested in access consciousness, because it's not just about changing your own life. You would like to see a different creation on this planet, more consciousness, etc., etc., etc. And if that is, that's what I get that most people are interested in this 10 seconds. And like Gary was saying, there are 8,982 people choosing consciousness now. So I don't know if everybody's heard this, but once we hit the 10,000 mark, then we can have a totally different reality on this planet. So it's not far to go. Yeah. If all you guys and all the guys at the body class that I'm in right now, if we all chose that would topple it over the 10,000. So if you make that commitment to yourself, that always to acknowledge you, whatever is showing up, acknowledge what part of that creation that is of yours, acknowledge your capacities behind that, then you can start to step into more of who you be. And the tool that just blows my mind is interesting point of view. And I'm sure you all know that tool. It's interesting point of view. I have that point of view. And I had this conversation with Gary 2 months ago. He said, if you were to choose this, what would you have to be? And I said, if I was to choose this, I'd have to be in more allowance than I have ever been before in my entire life. And that is what the tool interesting point of view gets to. But what I'd added to that was a conclusion. My conclusion was, in order to have this thing in my life, I would have to be an interesting point of view. So I tried to keep that thing in my life so I could be an interesting point of view about it, which is twisting the tool 180 degrees and using it against you, rather than just choosing to be interesting point of view. Now, I don't know if anybody else has done that. It's probably just me. But anywhere anybody has ever done that and twisted interesting point of view into how can I fuck myself up totally with a conclusion, can we now destroy and create all of that times a gazillion across all lifetime, space, dimensions, and realities on 3. And if you haven't done a 3 before, just take your hands up, and everywhere where you've ever concluded that, we're going to flick it out. Ready? Yeah! Buddies are ready! Yay! 1, 2, 3. And let's do one for everywhere where we've concluded all that shit in the future as well. On 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. So it's the choice of choosing, guys. That this is, Liam and I chose how many years ago? 2 years ago, to connect. We had one country to another country, and we came together to create these awesome classes that energetically we just knew would create more for everyone else. So if you're even vibrating like we are with excitement about creating change in a magical way beyond what you've ever encountered, we are so excited about coming to play. We are so excited and so honored. You had asked, I'm not sure who asked about the tapping into the space of where you are. And yes, it's been talking to me since Helen has posted the space way back when. And so if you can just invite all the entities of the space and everything with regard to the space to come and contribute to this beautiful national event, and for all your bodies and for businesses, and just ask it to continue to contribute to you. And even after you've left, you can ask it to contribute to you. So on the count of three, let's everyone put your hands up, and we'll just play with that and ask for the entities of the ground, the entities of the trees, the entities of the building, the rooms, the chairs, the tables, the floors, the walls, everything to contribute to creating a really yummy class and going forward that you can take with you wherever you live. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Any other questions, guys? Silence. Silence. Liam, do you have a question?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting how many of us try to fill the space with words and thoughts and feelings and emotions. And one of the things that Gary has been talking about at the ABC this weekend, it's been really fun because Chris Hughes from Australia, who's an opera singer, is here as well. And every time that Gary says the word feelings, Chris has to start singing feelings, nothing more than feelings. And so, you know, like it's just been an absolute cack. And we use these feelings really to limit ourselves in such a way, because what we're doing is we're taking our perceptions and we're like I was talking about with the interesting point of view tool, and we're twisting them so that they get stuck in our bodies, and then we start looking at everywhere where we're feeling things and trying to think things out rather than being that space, as Lisa was talking about, and inviting that space of being to the, what do you call it? To the equation, I suppose, and everywhere where I'm looking at equations, pop. So, tell us about your classes. Well, it's interesting because Lisa was talking about entities and everything, and we do have a talk to the entities intro during the foundation class, and many people have some very weird and wacky ideas about entities. I've been a talk to the entities facilitator on and off since Shannon started doing the facilitators about 6 years ago, and everything is an entity. Anything that has a life force of its own is an entity. And so when we actually are willing to start talking with entities and lowering our barriers and receiving them, we have a whole new access to creating and generating with magic. In fact, a whole new world can open up for us, and that's the 2-day class, which I have in Vienna later on. But and then we also have Lisa is doing a creating conscious spaces intro as well during one of the evenings. Maybe I should let Lisa talk about that, or I could just talk about it because I like talking.
You like talking.
I'll mute you. I'm going to mute you and I'll talk about it. So Lisa's all now muted and she can't talk.
So the creating conscious spaces is really playing with the energy of whether it's an indoor space, an outdoor space, a residential space, a commercial space. Every space, an airplane, a car, all contributes to what you're desiring going forward. And in fact, it's really interesting, Liam, you'd used the word desire earlier, and that was something that came up in the class in Vancouver that I was at just about 3 weeks ago. And we had a whole conversation around desire, and it was about desiring. And I was aware that I've been desiring the openness. And I've got to just share, and I'm not sure how well. Do you see this space? Okay, so this has been my space for the last 10 days. And it wasn't until a week into being here, waking up every morning, going for a swim, and just having this lovely tropical breezes, the birds, the palm trees. And this has been my space that I've been gifted to stay in. And I was fighting, and I was going outside of myself for something that I was trying to force, when in fact my body, my being, had already brought into my, without me being consciously aware, I had already invited this into my life, and it continues to show up in a magical way. And it was like, wait a minute, hold on a minute. I had this sort of wake up in the middle of the night, and I was lying in bed, and I looked out the stars, and you could hear, you know, whatever the birds are in a tropical place at night that were making noises. And I was like, wow, here I am. And I hadn't acknowledged what I'd already invited into my life. And that's when I just said, okay, so clearly when you aren't acknowledging what's in front of you and you almost push it to the side, it's like the universe goes, okay, well, maybe this isn't what she desires anymore, and maybe we will start creating shit in your life. So everywhere that you're wanting to create shit in your life and not acknowledging the beauty and the gift that's being gifted to you with complete ease, would you now be willing to acknowledge those beautiful times and not focus on looking for the shit and everything that shows up that you haven't yet acknowledged? Would you now be willing to ask all of those beautiful times and spaces, the horse riding on a horse, walking in a stream, along the water, wherever you are, to just contribute to your being on a daily basis? So on the count of 3, let's eliminate all the shit that we've accumulated, and let's let it go. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Cool. Nobody's stinking anymore. Woo! You. So it's acknowledging everything that you've ever desired, and then saying, and what else? And what else is possible? Because the universe is going, oh, yay, she's asking for more. So are you willing to be, just like having that menu, that buffet of all the things that you've ever desired, and just going, yep, yep, yep. And just like, thank you, and being in complete gratitude. So yeah, being in gratitude for everything you've ever desired. So creating conscious spaces is so much more than just placing a piece of furniture. It's beyond design. It's beyond
feng shui.
It's beyond feng shui. It's really playing with the energy of all of that. And then the other class that we're playing with is relationship. And Liam and I are gifted in how not to have a relationship. We do that really well. And then what you can draw into your life that would actually be generative and a contribution to what it is you're desiring going forward. So not that anyone there has had any challenges in their relationships, whether it's business, whether it's intimate, whether it's family, or whatever that is. Would you now be willing to acknowledge just even a 2-hour taster, which we can play with and chat about a lot of fun things? What if that's the gift that you're desiring? And what if we could contribute? And bring your yummy other, or if you have several yummies, bring all of the yummies.
Might not be a good idea to bring all the several yummies in the one room. I've tried it. It doesn't work very well.
You've tried it? Oh, Liam, of course you have.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually a relationship guru on how not to do relationships. So it's you might want to come along and hear what Lisa and I have to facilitate you with. It's because you don't have to go through the shit. Lisa was talking about, if you're looking for the shit, that's exactly what you're going to get. And I've noticed that in relationships, whether it's with money, your body, or with a partner or business or whatever it is, when you're looking for the lies, when you're looking for the upset, where you're looking for the intrigue, where you're looking for the drama, where you're looking for the wrongness, either in you or the other, or the money or whatever, guess what shows up? The wrongness, the drama, the intrigue, the lies. And because we're all such amazing beings and very, very psychic, if one of you is doing the victim thing, the other one will become the victimizer, because you're just so frigging aware. And that's, again, where that tool, interesting point of view, comes in, and really, really being an allowance of what the other person is choosing. And when you are being that, and when you're being an allowance of what it is that you're choosing, it can be so much more fun and ease and joyful. And, you know, is that what you'd like with your business, with your partners, with your relationships, with money and body? Or not? If you want pain and suffering, we can show you how to do that too.
We can show you how to do that very easily.
Yeah.
No problem. I've got an MBA in that. Any other questions, guys?
If not, I've got to go. I've got to go back to the body class because my body wants to go and get some hands-on.
Oh, beautiful. Helen, oh, lovely.
Nice flyer.
Liking it. Oh, Ireland. Do you still want us to come and play Ireland?
We can't hear them.
Do we get a little jump? Oh, Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Catherine. Woohoo! Is that...
Even if
there, Helen. Woohoo! Who else is there? Who's the man there with the glasses? Is that Greg?
They're frozen.
They're frozen.
Yeah. Hey, look, guys, even if you're not choosing to come to the class, you know, maybe you'd like to listen or watch this again, because we're giving you heaps and heaps of tools and stuff in this 30 minutes.
Oh, they're on tables, people receiving. Yum, wow. Yum. Woohoo! Well, come to our bubbly night where we get to chat about relationships and, oh, wow. And yes, please, we will come and we will do a sing in the carpool karaoke with Liam and Lisa. Helen, I'll bring my spoons that I got from the pub down the road in Cove. And Liam and I are going to be meeting up in Rome. Are you coming to Rome, Liam? No. Okay. I'll be coming directly from Rome from facilitators and have some more yummy things to share. And so we'll be connecting and woohoo! Yay! And see you all in Ireland. And I'm really looking forward to giving everyone a hug because I'm a hugger. I hear everybody likes hugging in Ireland, right, Helen? Yeah. Liam, thank you so much for tuning in. Go back to your body class.
Cool. And thank you guys for showing up on the planet.
Thank you for being there, everyone. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Love you. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.